And we are live. Good morning. I will get started in a few minutes here. I almost clicked end stream. All I want to do is share this. Let's see. Great. Done that. All right. So let's wait a few minutes, see who joins us. If you're hanging out and you want to tell me hello, great. If not, that's fine too. I don't mind. I actually went live a little early. My gosh. That's like my little go-to hum, you know? I don't know if you guys do that when you're doing stuff and you just like do a single sound, but that's what I do. Good morning, Jordan. Hello. All right. Just silence this. Hopefully all of it. Great. Wonderful. All right, so I'm going to start with announcements. That way I don't, talk through 10 minutes of what can be our class. So first, just general liability. Yoga is a very physical practice, so you definitely want to be safe while you do this. Today's going to be a very relaxed, almost restorative type of class, so there's not too much worry here, but we will be in poses for significant amounts of time. So really just listen to your body. If something doesn't feel good, just come out of the pose or adjust and move in a way that you can come back to whatever posture we're in and just settle in. Nothing should ever be shooting pain. A nice dull ache is kind of what you're going for when we're really moving. But today, again, it's pretty chill. Just relax, see how you feel, and go with the flow. If something feels great, cool, stay with it. If not, don't do it. The second thing is that this will be the last scheduled live stream class I will be having for August and September, and there's two reasons behind that. The first is I am doing a virtual 200-hour teacher training again, and while I thought this would be way more laid back than the immersive one that I did 2 years ago in 3 weeks, it's not. There's a lot of things that I will be doing the next 5 weeks, which also is added on top of the fact that I'm currently working. So I believe that I will have time to do classes, but I don't want to definitely say, hey, we'll have class every Friday, and then I find that I'm overwhelmed by the amount of work and the things I'm doing. But if it's actually chiller than I'm imagining and I do have time, I will definitely post and let you guys know about said Friday streams. The second reason why I am kind of putting that on potential hold is I am now teaching through a virtual studio on the Mindbody app. The studio is called BodhiMovement. My class will be Wednesday mornings at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. With this particular studio, they have a sliding scale kind of donation-based payment. So it's basically what I'm doing here. It's just through a studio. It's really nice because it'll be through Zoom, so I'll actually be able to see you guys. And if 8:30 a.m. on a Wednesday doesn't work for you, you can still sign up for the class, and then they'll send you the video, and I think it's good for like 48 hours. So it's really cool. Definitely check that out. And yes, if you are super into doing that and you're looking it up, just know that that studio, again, BodhiMovement, which I'll put it in the description after class, is based in Colorado. So all the times show up Mountain Standard Time. So if you show up Wednesday morning at 6:30 a.m., you're not going to see me. So 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's that. I will continue doing messages and movements, which is the yoga and tarot reading videos on Mondays because they're pretty short and quick. But that is that. And I think that's all I have for announcement-wise. So, yes. As I said, this class is going to be very chilling on the restorative side. I have some props, some blankets, some pillows. You, of course, don't need any of those to do this class. It's just nice if you really just want to relax and not do a whole lot of work. But yeah, that's what I have. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we will get started in like 30 seconds. I want some more coffee first. Oh, I lied. One more thing, all my live streams are donation based. In the comment section, in the description, I've entered my PayPal information, my Zelle, my Cashapp, and now my Venmo because I got all them. So if you would like to donate, that is awesome. I'm super appreciative of donations, but they are in no way mandatory because I want this to kind of work for everyone. And one more thing, while I'm doing the teacher training, if I'm not dead set on doing the Fridays on top of the Wednesdays, because the two classes a lot, you can reach out to me about private sessions. They are also donation based, and I'll see if I can work that in my schedule. So I don't want you to think that just because I'm doing YTT and teaching at this other studio that I'm going to be completely unavailable. I'm going to work. I'm going to make it flexible. We're all going to have a good time. All right, so with that, let us get started on our mats. Have water if you need. And yeah, let's do this. If you hear some construction noise, I apologize. There's construction going on downstairs. It's on the other side of this place, so hopefully it won't bother us too much. All right, so for our start today, we're going to start in reclined butterfly pose or souped up Baddha Konasana. So you can start by sitting up, bringing your feet together, knees go wide, or you can just lay down and then bring your legs up that way. Depending on how restorative you want to make this, you can take blocks, pillows, books, whatever you need, and place them underneath the knees. Or you can just allow gravity to do its work. You can rest your hands to the sides, maybe even on your stomach or on your heart. Flutter your eyes closed here. Begin to connect with your breath. Breathing normally to start, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Begin to count your breaths, noticing if your inhales are shorter or maybe longer than your exhales. Continue breathing normally 2 more times, just keeping a count nice and slow. I had very long exhales apparently today. That's all right. One more regular breath. Now I'd like you to begin to even out the lengths of your inhales and exhales. Finding a happy middle between those two numbers so you're not straining one way or the other. A good count would be to 3, 4, or 5. Keep breathing like this, nice and slow. If you'd like to set an intention today for this practice, feel free to do so now, inhaling whatever you wish to achieve on the mat, off the mat. And exhale, releasing any blockages that might prevent you from doing so. Doing this again. If you don't have anything in mind in particular, you can just allow yourself to experience all that there is to experience in today's practice. And be open to it. One more full breath all together. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out, let it go. Good. Resting your hands at your sides. Let's bring our knees up and together. Starting with some supine twisting today. Hug our knees into the chest. And then taking your left hand to the outside of your right knee, go ahead and guide your knees to fall to the left. Extend your right arm out long to the right side, gazing over towards those fingertips. And staying here. If you'd like to add on or start working into your hamstrings, you can extend your top right leg and reach for it with the left arm. As we're going to be holding this for a little bit, blocks and props are good that you can use to, there we go, rest that right foot if it's extended. All together, we'll settle in here. So inhaling fully. Exhale, let it go. Remember to keep both shoulders on the ground here. And 3 more slow, deep breaths here. Last one. Beautiful. If the top right leg is extended, go ahead and stack it back on top of the left knee. And bring your knees back up into your chest, hugging yourself into a nice tight ball again. One full inhale and exhale here. Good. Inhale, we prepare to switch sides, so right hand, left knee, and then guide your knees over towards the left side. Or right side, I'm sorry. Yes, left, right, left, to the right. Extend the left arm out to the left side, both shoulders to the mat. And if you extended the top leg before, feel free to mimic that now. Settling in here, we'll all take one full inhale together. Exhale, let it go. As we settle in and hold poses, allow whatever outside noises, thoughts, and distractions to go in one ear and right out the other. They have no place in your mind to dwell for longer than what is necessary. Gotta take 3 more slow, deep breaths. Last one. Perfect. If the top leg is extended, go ahead and stack it. And then same as before, let's bring the knees up and hug them into our chest. Nice tight ball. Good. If your shoulders are off the mat because you're in a super tight ball, let's lower the shoulders back down, keeping the knees hugged into our chest here. We're going to keep the right knee exactly where it is and go ahead and extend the left leg long, allowing it to rest onto the mat or onto a blanket if you had a blanket precariously placed. So with our right knee, we're hugging it into our chest. One full breath here. As you inhale, I want you to move the right knee over to the outside of the ribs, just about an inch or two. It's nothing too crazy. And hold and breathe here as we make some space for our hip. If while you're here you'd like to take some circles with your right ankle, feel free. I don't know if you can hear the clicking in mine, but don't forget to go in the other direction. Good. 3 more nice slow deep breaths here. Good. 1 more. Nice. Keeping the right knee where it is, we're going to take our right hand to the outside of the right foot and come into half happy baby. So left leg stays extended long as we bring our right knee towards our right armpit. Still keep that knee to the outside of your right ribs. Keeping your right foot flexed, you can use your fingers to gently pull on the foot to bring the knee closer towards the mat. As we're going to be holding this for a little while, if it starts to feel intense, know that you don't have to have this pulling motion. Settling in here. If you feel any weird tingles or sensations in your left leg that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always bend into the knee. Just make sure that you keep your tailbone onto the floor. And 3 more deep breaths. Last one. Beautiful. Start by bending the knee and hugging that right knee back into the chest. Now let's send the left leg up to meet it as we switch sides, so we extend the right leg. So 1 full breath, just knee hugged into the chest. And we start by working into our hips now. So take that knee and just move it over an inch or two to the outside of your left rib cage. Holding here. And 3 more deep breaths here before half happy baby. Last one. Perfect. Staying here with the knee, let's just bring that left hand to the outside of the left foot. Begin to extend the left leg as you bend into the knee. And keep that knee to the outside of the left rib cage. Your left foot is flexed, or as flexed as you can have it. You have the option to use the fingers to really work and pull that knee down towards the floor, or just to kind of hold your foot in place with no extra pressure. As we hold, remember you do have the option to bend into the right knee, but just make sure your tailbone does not lift up off the ground. Three more deep breaths. Good, one more. Nice. Bend into the knee, hug the left knee into the chest. Send the right knee up to meet it, hugging both in. Coming into full happy baby now. Both hands wrap around the feet. Let's extend the legs, open the knees wide. Settle in here. If you like, you can take a nice rock side to side. Or just settle in and hold. Good, 3 more deep breaths. Last one. Beautiful. Hug those knees back into the chest. And from here, keeping the knees bent, let's place our feet on the floor right in front of our glutes. We're going to take this into legs up against the wall, though I'm not situated for a wall. If you have a wall, feel free to move there, or you can use your sturdier props for this. So if you want a bit of a challenge while we hold, you won't use anything at all, and you'll just simply stack your ankles, knees, and hips in one straight line. And as you breathe, you can move with pointing and flexing the feet, or just keeping them kind of relaxed. If you have a wall, pretty self-explanatory, you scoot yourself up against the wall so the wall fully supports your legs. And if you have a prop like a block, you can place that underneath your low back, right, kind of in between your tailbone and your glutes. Again, send the feet on up. Wherever you are, one full inhale here. And exhale, settle on in. Know you have the option that if you're doing this without any props, that you don't have to keep your legs fully straight as we hold. You can always take a gentle bend in the knees. But listen to your body and do what feels best for you. And take 3 more slow, deep breaths here. Last one. Beautiful. Bend those knees, hug them into the chest. And now again, place your feet right in front of your glutes. From here, we're going to move on to bridge pose. Again, you also have the option to use a prop underneath the low back, so you don't have to fully hold this for the duration. If you do want to add a little bit more to it and you don't have a block underneath your back, you can take a block or a book and place it in between your knees here. So that way you're constantly engaging the legs as we go up so the block doesn't fall. So if you're using a block, feel free to put it underneath your low back now or in between your knees. And for those that are just going to go for our nice little hold, make sure your palms are resting beside you, face down, pressing your feet and your palms into the floor. As we inhale, we'll tuck our tailbone and lift the hips. I encourage you to stay in more of a traditional bridge pose to start. Keep those hips lifted nice and high. And then take 3 more nice, slow, deep breaths. Last one. Use that exhale to slowly come down, removing the block if it's underneath the low back, and resting here for a moment. We'll get ready to go again. Again, stay in traditional bridge pose. We're not super warmed up, so I don't want you rushing into the shoulder variation, the hard opener if you're not ready for that. So all together, getting your props ready if you're using them, pressing our palms, pressing our feet into the mat. Inhale, tuck the tailbone and lift the hips. And exhale, release it. Your breath, not the pose. Good. 3 more slow, deep breaths. Last full inhale. And use that exhale to come on down. Good. Very slowly, windshield wipe the knees side to side, releasing any pressure or tension in your low back. Good. Speaking of heart openers, this is how we're going to come up to a seated position. We're going to go through a modified fish pose. So you have a few options. Legs can be extended long. You can return to Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can even take easy seat with the legs crossed. If you have props, you can place them underneath your knees, as this might make it a little bit easier to come up. If you find what I'm doing is a little bit challenging for coming up, you can just do the fish pose with us and then come down and sit yourself up as comfortably as you like. So taking whichever variation you would like for fish pose, we're going to take our hands and make this diamond shape or pyramid shape. You're going to place it underneath your low back, wiggling your elbows in close. Press into those palms and lift yourself on up. We're not going right into this pose right away. I just want to make sure you have a second to come on up. If you find that easy seat isn't where you want to be and you want to switch your legs, feel free to do so now. And if you feel like your shoulders are really just close to your ears, you can wiggle your arms back a little bit further, but still keep that nice diamond shape so your palms are pressing down. For fish pose here, we're just going to lift the chest and lift the crown of the head looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, stay here. Or if your neck feels comfortable enough to do this, you can very slowly release the neck back. We're only going to be holding here for 5 breaths. And one more. If the neck is hanging back, use that inhale to tuck your chin to your chest. And then using the strength you have, push into your arms to come all the way up. If that is really intense, lower yourself down and simply come up to a seated position. Okay. Coming into easy seat, so having your legs crossed. We're going to work into our spine a little bit, starting with some lateral stretches. So let's inhale, sweep the palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, drop the right palm towards the right side and bring that left arm overhead. As you're doing this stretch, I like to press into my right palm so that way I know my left tailbone, sit bones, don't come up. If you can get your forearm all the way down, great. Or again, you can do something to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. And 2 more deep breaths here. Nice. Use the next inhale, come all the way up to center. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand, left side, right arm overhead. Breathing here. Two more. Nice. Use that inhale, come all the way back up to center. And as we exhale, we're going to twist now. So right hand to left knee, left arm comes behind you. Inhale to prepare, so a nice tall spine. Exhale now, twist looking over that left shoulder. You also have the option to wrap that left arm all the way around to your right hip. Two more deep breaths here. Good. Use that next inhale, sweep the palms up, come to center. Exhale, switch sides. Just switching to drop. And now inhale, prepare a nice tall spine. Exhale, go ahead and twist, looking over that right shoulder. Remember, nice, slow, deep breaths. Two more. Last one. Good. Inhale, we return to center. Exhale, hands through heart center. Taking a few seated cat-cows here. Just going to turn so you can see. Resting your hands onto your knees as we inhale. Lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. Exhale, press into the knees, round the shoulders, tuck the chin, sit back a bit. Use your nice slow deep breath to move in between both of these poses. Two more times. And inhale yourself to a neutral spine. From here, switch the cross of your legs. We're going to get ready for some folding. In this forward fold of an easy seat, remember you can have a prop if you need a little help getting the floor closer to you, or you can just hold where you are. So let's inhale, sweep the palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands through heart center, all the way down to the floor, fingertips touch, and then begin to walk your chest on down. For this, if you feel like you can get all the way to the floor, but you have this ugly roundedness in your shoulder, don't go all the way down there. It just shows you're not taking the stretch or this fold in your hips. You want to have a nice straight back, so going as far as you can go without rounding. Wherever you are now, settle on in, connect with your breath. Three more deep breaths here. Last one. And as you inhale now, begin to walk yourself back on up. Nice tall spine. Exhale, let the breath go. We're going to fold a little bit more. So releasing your legs and extending them long in front of you. We're going to take a forward fold, but make it a little funny. How are we doing that? We're just going to cross our right ankle over the left. Now, if your hamstrings feel really tight, you can take a gentle bend in the knees, place a block, prop, blanket, whatever you like underneath. But just as before, as we get ready to fold here, only go as far as you can go while keeping a nice straight back. No rounding the shoulders. So from here, let's inhale, sweep the palms on up. Exhale, hands through heart center. And then begin your fold towards the feet. If you can touch the toes, great. If not, it's fine. Be up here too. wherever your hands rest. Know that that's perfectly okay. And bring your gaze to your toes. With 3 more deep breaths here. After that last breath, use the inhale to walk yourself back on up. Exhale, release the cross. Switch sides. Same as before, take any little modification you need here and use that inhale, sweep the palms on up. Exhale, hands through heart center as you fold. Connecting with your breath and staying here. Good. 3 more deep breaths. And use that next inhale, walk yourself back on up. And exhale, go ahead and release. Coming into wide-legged fold now. Go ahead, open those legs up. Take as much space up as you like. And have any prop you might need for this particular fold as well. So getting yourself nice and comfy and situated. Inhale, sweep the palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, you know what we're doing. Hands through heart center, walking ourselves on down. Try to keep the feet flexed. Again, only go as far as you can while keeping a nice straight back. Settle in here and connect with your breath. Just like before, if it feels really intense, a slight micro bend in the knees. It's totally fine. Or even wiggling in your feet a little bit if they felt too far out. Three more deep breaths here. Use your next inhale. Begin to slowly walk yourself back on up. And exhale. Moving on to pigeon pose, and one of my favorite little funky transitions. Keeping your legs wide, you're going to bend into the knees, dragging the heels on up. Maybe your knees are about like a 45-degree angle bend or so. And from here, you're going to drop both your knees over towards the right side, and they'll land in, again, something close to a 90-90 shape. To move into pigeon pose, you're going to start by taking your right foot, which is the one in the front, and really bringing that all the way in towards your groin. That way, you can very easily begin to shift your hips to square them and extend the left leg long behind you. Once you come into this pose, begin to wiggle that right ankle back on out as much as you can while keeping your hips square to the mat. As you find yourself as comfortably as you can here, if you feel like your hips still are not about wanting to hold this very long, a block can always go underneath that right hip. Before rolling all the way down to settle in, we're going to do a couple body rolls here with our butts. So like cat-cow, where you move from one to the other, that's what we'll do here. So for inhales, we're going to press into our palms, lift our chest, lift the crown of the head. And now exhale, begin to melt, roll yourself on down. Inhale, roll yourself back on up. Exhale, melt down. Do this 4 more times. Last time, rolling up. Now as this time you roll down, stay on down, and move your hands to either staying up on the forearms, laying all the way down, kind of finding opposite hand, opposite elbow, and resting your head. Or maybe even taking a block and resting your forearms there if that feels good. Wherever you are here, we have 10 full deep breaths. Three more slow, deep breaths. Last one. Good. Very slowly, if you extend it all the way out, begin to return to the forearms. Plant the hands to frame the knee. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. Exhale, stay here in this little bit of a back bend for one more breath. Good. Inhale to a neutral spine. And now if your right foot is really far out, go ahead and tuck that back in towards the groin as we take the inside of the left knee and slide it back on up to about a 90-degree ankle bend. And now work that right foot back out to the 90 degree. We're going to switch to the other side, so pressing the weight into your heels. Lift the knees up to center and drop them towards the left side. From here, again, we start with the front left leg, hug it all the way into the groin so you can safely extend the right leg back. And once you're here and squaring up the hips, now you're able to wiggle that left ankle out as much as you feel comfortable. So taking any wiggles here, any props you need to settle on in, we'll start with the pigeon rolls. So inhale, let's press into the palms, lift the chest, the crown of the head. Exhale, roll yourself on down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, melt down. 4 more times at your own pace. Last time that we roll up. Exhale, roll all the way down. Go ahead and wiggle your arms to whichever point you have chosen, all the way out, up on the forearms, up on some props, making a pillow. And we settle in for 10 full deep breaths. Two more full deep breaths here. Maybe one more if you haven't already done the second one. Good. Very slowly, using your inhale, begin to come back up onto the forearms and plant the hands. Use that next inhale, lift the chest, lift the crown of the head, tiny back bend, gaze up at the ceiling, one full breath. And return to a nice neutral spine. From here, if your right ankle is really far out still, hug it back on in. And we're actually going to come to tabletop pose. So begin to lift your hips, sending the left knee back to stack, and then swinging that right ankle on in for tabletop. We're going to finish with some more heart opening and back bending. So let's come down to the floor using knees, chest, chin. So knees are stacked as well as shoulders and arms. And from here, we're going to actually shift a little bit forward so the shoulders go past the wrists. Begin to bend into the elbows as you lower the chest down to the mat. And then extend the legs long. Taking your hand and making a little pillow here, you can rest your face on whichever preferred cheek you prefer to have it at. Just take a breath or two here. Connect with the fact that the earth, the ground, your mat will fully support you through the next series of poses. Find comfort in this stability, in this security. Good. So from here, resting the forehead on the mat, we're going to take our hands and place them right next to our rib cage. So we get ready for cobra pose. So pressing your palms into the mat, making sure the tops of the feet are also into the mat. We're going to inhale and just lift the chest off the mat, maybe an inch or two. And then exhale, lower yourself back down. So doing rolls just like we did in pigeon, inhaling, coming up. Exhale, coming down. You also have the option to begin to increase the height in which you're going up. Kind of working very slowly towards an upward facing dog to begin to rise higher. Or you just stay right where you are for cobra. Connect with your breath. Do this a few more times. You're working your way to up dog. You might need to scoot your arms back a little bit and remember to lift the thighs up off the mat. Good. Do this 2 more times. Working towards up dog or staying in cobra. Last one. Exhale, melt yourself all the way down. And turn onto the opposite cheek. Beautiful. Using that next inhale, we're coming into Sphinx pose. So forearms come out in front of you. As you wiggle the elbows pretty close to your chest, and make sure that your hands are opposite arm to opposite elbow distance. And this is pretty straightforward here. Press the palms firmly into the mat. Make sure your feet are nice and flat as well. Lift the chest, inhale. And exhale, stay here and breathe. If you have a prop block, you can place that, wedge it just underneath your chest here. Get a little extra support and stability. Go ahead, take 2 more breaths here. Perfect. We're actually going to stay here and work into a hybrid of bow pose. If you have a prop, I do recommend removing that out of the way and returning to forearms to the mat. So from here, we're going to keep the left arm fully planted into the mat, and we're going to bend into our right knee. Really pressing that left hand into the mat. Reach the right hand behind you towards the right foot, ankle, wherever you can grab. And then square your shoulders as much as you can towards the top of the mat. Your knee can stay planted on the mat. You don't have to worry about kicking into it here. And breathe. You're doing great. 2 more. Good job. Go ahead and release that, returning the right hand to the mat. And go ahead and lower yourself all the way down, taking a moment of rest. While that is a pretty supported variation, it's still a lot of lift with the chest. So we want to make sure that we just take this time, listen to our bodies, and don't overdo it. Good. Let's return to Sphinx pose now. And we'll get ready for the opposite side. So again, wiggling those elbows in pretty close to the chest, really pressing with the right arm now. Bend into the left knee. You send that left hand behind to meet, wherever you can. If you're not quite meeting, you can just allow this to be a little bit of a twist, but really try and work. If you really need to bend the foot to get to, bend the knee to get to the foot, that's fine too. And just remember to square the chest towards the front as much as you can. You're doing great. 3 more deep breaths. Very last one. Perfect. Release the foot. Lower yourself on down. Take a moment here. Now you have an option here. You can return and just hold for Sphinx pose. No need to grab the feet. Or if you'd like to go into full bow pose, follow me. So if you're doing Sphinx, just head here now. For bow pose people, we're still on the ground. And we're going to bend into both of our feet. Not our feet. We're not bending our feet. We're bending our knees. Send those hands around to meet your feet or your ankles. Using your breath, you're going to lift the chest as you inhale and kick into the feet. Breathing here. Good job. 2 more deep breaths. You've got this. Last one. Use that exhale. Let it go. Sphinx pose people release as well. We all come down. Just like in the beginning, we can windshield wipe our feet side to side. Release any pressure in the low and upper back. Great job. Go ahead and release the feet. And in my most graceful transition ever, just very slowly and simply roll onto your back. Nothing fancy. Let's go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. And now keeping a bend in the knees, let's stack our knees and our hips in one line. Getting ready to finish off with a little bit of tension and release using eagle pose on the floor. So like how we crossed our legs in our forward fold earlier, let's go ahead and do that now, starting with the right leg over the left knee. You can just have it crossed here, or if you want a little bit extra pressure, you can really wrap that right foot around. Right foot? Yep, right foot around the left ankle. Keeping this stack where it is, we're going to take our arms, and just like with our legs, our right arm is going to wrap around our left. So have the left arm at a 90-degree angle bend. Go ahead and wrap the right arm. Now you should feel some pretty tenseness in your legs already. And as you do the arm wrap, you'll start to feel it constrict in the shoulders. From here, we're going to crunch yourself on up, holding for 3 deep breaths. Good. 1 more full breath. Stay here. Inhale. And now exhale, release. Still staying all twisted, but just release the fingers to the mat above your head and the toes on the floor. Good. From here, we're going to crunch up again. Hold for 2. One more inhale. And now as you exhale, just release everything. Planting your feet on the mat, keeping the knees bent. And just see how that feels. Any wiggles or movements. And we got to do the other side. So go ahead, lift the feet up off the mat. Knees and hips are in one line. We cross the left foot over the right now. And then take that right arm, bend it at a 90-degree angle, and swoop the left arm underneath. So inhale, we crunch up, hold for 3. One more full breath, staying here. Inhale. Exhale, drop the hands and the feet towards the mat. One full breath. Inhale, crunch up, 2. Last full inhale. And now exhale, release everything. Take it into a full body stretch. Legs go long, arms go overhead. Beautiful. Fluttering the eyes closed here. Take up as much space as you like with your feet. Let the arms fall to the sides. Take up more space. Take one full cleansing breath here, inhaling together. Exhale, let everything go. And as you begin to return from your meditative state, you can bring awareness back into your body with gentle movements of the fingers and with your toes. Very slowly hug yourself into one tight wall one last time, knees to the chest. And then roll on to your right side. Just take this moment here to honor and acknowledge your practice today and all the transformation that has occurred within your mind, within your body, and within your soul. As slowly as you like, you can come on up into a comfortable seated pose, bringing your hands to heart center and fluttering your eyes closed. If you would like to join me in one Om to end the practice, you may. All together, we'll inhale. Om. I thank you all for joining me today. Please let me know what you thought of the class. If you have any questions or comments about anything, I'm here to answer all questions, either on here or on any of my social medias. But yes, what is this? I do not need to restart my computer right now. But yes, so thank you all for practicing with me this morning. Either those that are currently here live, awesome. Those that are watching it later, also awesome. And yeah, so no set class for next Friday. I'll have details up about the Mindbody class and how to sign up for that. I'll put that all in the comment section here and make a post about that later. Thank you, Jordan. I hope you have a wonderful day too. And yeah, if over the next 5 weeks I find that during teacher training and all, it's not too much, I will definitely do posts and things on Instagram and Facebook to let you know if these classes will resume. Otherwise, if they don't, join me Wednesday mornings or check out the recording, or we'll be practicing again in October. Oh my gosh, how is it already September? That's insane. Oh my. But yes, you can still get some yoga and tarot videos from me every Monday. Those will still exist. But yes, that is the class for today. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about what happened, reach out, chat with me. If you want privates, reach out, chat with me. If you just want some tips and stuff, chat with me. Just chat with me. I like talking to people. All right, that is that. Thank you all so much. Again, I will see you guys soon. Bye.